welcome to this audio video overview of the job opportunity Warehouse Associate, Supply Attendant. Now, why we're doing this is because this is the fastest way we can get you a lot of information very quickly. See, this is very time sensitive, and we are looking to push through the process as efficiently as possible. So what we need to tell you is we've got a lot of job openings. We're recruiting for around 40 open positions at this point throughout the country. And for this specific job, we have very few candidates. So if you're getting this message, you are one of probably between 1 and 4 people that we're interested in. So you're already special. Congratulations. So let me explain where you're at in the process. See, we've posted a job opportunity and you have responded with interest. There were some pre-qualification questions. You provided us some information and we now have access to your resume. So if we're giving you thumbs up, it means we're wanting you to go to the next step. We're interested in you. So at this point, you're going to get a lot of information in this audio version, and then we're going to ask you for some information. That's going to put us on third base. So, typically in a recruiting process, a recruiter would call you and they would ask you a bunch of questions and you'd kind of be on the hot seat. You'd have to answer everything correctly or, be at risk of disqualifying. At this point, you would also, in an interview over a phone, you'd get some information from the recruiter. Well, this is better for you because now you can stop this, you can listen to it more than once, you can pause it, and you can make sure that you're getting all the information and to make sure that this is the right job for you. And when we ask you for some additional information, you can take your time to give us some thoughtful responses. So again, congratulations, because you're already in the middle of this process and moving forward. So one of the things that we also want to explain is that our timeline is very, very quick to move forward, but there are next steps. So once we get some additional information from you, we're going to review it and basically start moving forward immediately if you're eligible for the role and it's a good fit. So the next steps for us would typically be we have a conversation with you over the phone, and because you've already listened to all this information and we've gotten some information from you on a questionnaire, we're actually moving very quickly. We also want to do a background check, a drug test, and if you're driving a vehicle in the role, a vehicle records check. And that can take a couple weeks, but what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to give you a bunch of information to explain to you why it's worth the wait and why this might be a really, really good long-term opportunity. So let me phrase it this way. When we hire people to come on board the company, either in part-time or full-time jobs, what we find is that people are looking for more than just like a paycheck. They're looking for typically an opportunity. The best team members that really prove themselves and do a good job, and they work for us for a long time. They're people that they're looking for something part-time that either works with their schedule, like it's kind of an oddball schedule and they can work around another job or a commitment or school, or they're looking for something full-time where maybe they haven't qualified for other opportunities. In some cases, you're an experienced worker where you've had warehouse experience before. Maybe you've worked in a grocery store or stocking or back room or some type of an operations environment. Or sometimes people are relatively new to the workforce where they just don't have the background professionally to be competitive with other workers, and they're really looking for something to get their foot in the door. Another type of person is somebody that they have a resume that doesn't look that good and they're really not getting very good opportunities, but in their heart of hearts, they know if they just had the right opportunity, they could prove themselves. Yeah, you might be our kind of person if you're like that too. So this is a long-term stable opportunity, whether it's in a part-time role, a long-term, or part-time that turns into full-time, or starting off part-time long-term. See, we've got a long-term contract with our customer to provide warehouse and logistics services, and this is a 5-year commitment. So the opportunity is very, very long-term. And there's a benefit to you as a candidate if you are in a job where you're working 12 to 18 months minimum, that looks really good later down the road. The worst thing you can do is have multiple jobs that are 3 to 6 months or less than a year, because then you look like a job hopper, you look like you don't have dependability, or that there's something wrong because the employers are constantly getting rid of you. So we give you an opportunity to fix that if that's the situation on your resume, where you can come in and you can work on a long-term opportunity. So more on that later. But this is part of the reason why we sometimes call this your launch pad to a professional career. Because if you're looking for a new job down the road, people are going to look at your resume and they're going to look for knowledge, skills, abilities, and experience. And you got to have all those things to be competitive with all the other people that want the job you're competing for. So you get all those things here. This environment is incredible, and you'll get to hear more about that in a minute. But you're going to develop a lot of knowledge about warehouse operations, supply chain, logistics, software, information management, reporting, analytics. I mean, these are skills that can be transferred to a whole lot of other jobs. So the abilities you develop in this environment are not only transferable, but they give you the experience to be able to earn more money elsewhere. So what I'm talking about is, a lot of people will quit a job for a 50-cent pay raise or $1 pay raise. But imagine if after working here for a couple of years, you were able to take another job that got you $5 an hour more or more. I mean, that's the kind of thing that happens to our folks, because when they have longevity with us, they get such amazing knowledge, skills, and abilities. So this is kind of random, but I'm reminded of my personal story. My name's Mark. I'm part of the recruiting team. I'm one of the recruiting leaders. And long time ago, when I was young, I got a job in a warehouse. And it was a Jockey International warehouse. And we had just all kinds of clothing and things. And that gave me a whole lot of experience with a really well-recognized company name, and that was on my resume and gave me opportunities that I then had later that kind of gave me my professional start. So I was one of those people that I was constantly looking for extra work, extra jobs. What else can I do? What else can I learn? And I made my resume really attractive, but I just needed that shot. And for me, it was a warehouse opportunity. And then I became a warehouse manager of a small warehouse. And that's largely similar to what we're going to talk about with you. And then I moved on from there. So I actually have a personal story around this type of a career path that is amazing. So again, my name is Mark. I'm one of the recruiting leaders, and I'm here to make sure that we take care of you and that we give you everything you need to make sure that this is the right opportunity for you. So this is kind of like an interview, because again, we would normally give you a bunch of information and we would ask for some information, and we're going to use a questionnaire to then ask you for info for next steps. But there's no artificial intelligence here. This is all real people making this work. And again, the reason you're getting this audio video version is because with 40 open jobs, if we have 5 to 10 candidates per person, we're talking about like a bazillion people to talk to, and we just don't have the time and resources to do that. So this is our way of getting you everything you need to make a great decision and for you to understand the real value to your professional career. So let me tell you real quick some more about the company, the work, the opportunity, and what's next. So the company's name is LG-OSS. LG-OSS is based in Texas, but has operations all over the country. So this project for LG-OSS is supporting a very large global telecommunications company. So when you work in this role, you have 2 logos on your resume. You have the company name for us, LG-OSS, but then you also have the name of our customer, and you'll get that later in the process. But this is a global brand that's recognized internationally. And trust me, it looks amazing on a resume. So we would direct you to our website, but we're in the process of updating all of the entire website right now. So it's down. That's why we're giving you a downloadable link to all the information about the company, the work, our benefit package, all of our perks and rewards, everything. Okay. And then when everything's up online again, we'll let everybody know. But Let me tell you more about the job. This is a warehouse associate position. We sometimes call team members supply attendants because they're managing all of the supply operations in small warehouses. So visualize this. You know the cable guy that drives around in a van or a truck and services people's cable TVs and other things? Well, they all have equipment in their trucks that is based on their service appointments. And all of the trucks, like if you're in a small city, there may be 70 cable technicians that service the city. They all report to these small locations where they pick up all their equipment. So they drop off equipment, they pick up new equipment, and everything is inventoried in the system. So these small locations, some of them only have one employee, which is kind of cool because you've got a lot of independence. You've got nobody micromanaging you. You're learning all of the process and you're connected with our larger community of team members and supervisors, but you have a lot of autonomy and independence in that role. So that's what we're doing. We're going in and we're managing these small little warehouse operations and helping support all of the service techs that are coming in and out. Not always when we're there, but we're helping make sure that all the equipment is available. So it's a cool job because it's on hours that are non-standard. You can work around the other parts of your life, and you're getting experience that's really transferable, like I mentioned before. So again, we're on a long 5-year contract to provide all of these logistics and warehouse services. And you might also be in a location where there's a couple different garage warehouse spots that we might need your help with. So you could actually have not just one location, you could have a couple, depending on what your interest is and how much you want to work. Now, again, there's, like you would see in any type of a warehouse, there's some small boxes and equipment that have to be unloaded and loaded. You're scanning them with like a barcode scanner, putting them on the shelves. You're double checking inventory. You're making sure that everything is flowing in and flowing out properly. And you're kind of a one person shop. And we do have very cool technology tools. We've got a technical platform that is proprietary. It works with our big global client in addition to Microsoft Office tools. So again, you're going to get a lot of experience both on the operations side and on the technology side. Okay, so if that's interesting to you, then you're really going to love this, because I'm going to cover what we call the total rewards, the financial perks, the bonuses, and the compensation. So the pay rate is different for each individual location. So check out the pay rate on the job post. Okay, so that's what you're signing up for. But wait, there's a lot more. If you're in a location where there is a high priority for us to fill a position, then you may get an additional bonus to start work. What that looks like is we have a $300 fast start bonus for all hot priority locations. And we pay that out at $100 for 30, 60, and 90 days for $300 total. We also have another 60-day fast start review and possible pay raise where we give folks that have gotten trained, they're ramped up, they're independent, and they're doing well, another 50-cent increase to their hourly rate. And there's also an allowance we give every paycheck, not every month, every paycheck of another almost $14 to cover any use of your cell phone. I know that it's probably not even necessary, but that's our way of recognizing the fact that if you download an app to be able to communicate, then we want to take care of you in that. And we also have a referral bonus program. What that means is you have friends all over. Once you learn the work and you understand what this is, you can refer somebody to our company at any point in time, and we'll pay you $150 after your referral works for us 60 days, and then another $150 after they work for up to 90 days. So that's another $300 bonus. So if you actually maximized all of your bonuses, you would be making a lot more money than what's on your pay rate, that's for sure. And there's more. We have an annual commitment to our team. Okay, so You hear all the time, companies say they're going to give you an annual review or an annual performance evaluation. No, no, no. We take that really seriously. Every team member gets that evaluation and another possibility for a 50-cent increase to their pay rate. That's our way of telling you that we appreciate you and we're doing our part to make sure that the job, is rewarding. But wait, there's more. Seriously, the flexible schedule is one of the reasons, it's one of the big perks why a lot of people come to work with us and stay long term, because we're accommodating to your schedule as best as possible. We'll go to bat with you if you need to make an adjustments to your schedule and work with your supervisor. No worries. There's also a lot of advantage. People appreciate working under minimal supervision. If you've ever worked in an environment where somebody's looking over your shoulder every hour, it is suffocating. I mean, it's like you don't even want to go to work. Here we've got amazing tools, software, resources you're going to learn to be able to be effective independently. So we are looking for people that they can be independent, they're responsible, they're dependable, and they're not going to take advantage of that in the wrong ways. They're going to take advantage of it in the right ways. But wait, there's more. The opportunity to work extra hours is available in a lot of locations. So depending on where you're being hired into, you need to ask us about whether or not there's an opportunity for you to get extra hours or get paid mileage for driving to other locations if we need help with other locations. And that would be after you get trained and fully up to speed. Now, if you're coming in at part-time, there's also another opportunity to get to a full-time status. So if you're working 30 hours a week, if your schedule is now bumping up to 30 hours, you qualify for full-time. So that means you move from the part-time perks status to the full-time perks status, and you get access to a whole bunch of other benefits. So we've provided a downloadable version of our company information, the job description, the position profile with all the rewards and benefits. You need to download that and take a look at everything because it's pretty overwhelming. Like, I'm not even touching on everything. There's so much more. Folks that are in a full-time capacity, they get health insurance, dental, vision, 401k, disability, other things. But even part-timers have access to some of those as well. So please take a look. Now, what's in this for you? I think the money is amazing. The flexibility is amazing, especially if you're just looking for something to work around other jobs because of the schedule that we've got. But honestly, the real in it for you is the long term. If you are here for a period of a couple years, even if you're working another job full time, this is going to look amazing on your resume. And what you're going to get here, as I said before, is that knowledge, skills, abilities, and experience that is going to give you the ability to leapfrog. And I know, because that happened to me personally when I was young, where I worked hard at doing a good job on the silly stuff, and then I got more responsibility, and I just leapfrogged all of my peers in a very short amount of time. So don't underestimate the career impact of having a solid job, a super well-recognized company name on your resume. The future value is huge. Now, let's talk real quick about the job requirements, just in case you skipped over some of that on the download. We've got to do a background check, so you can't have any serious felonies. We've got to do a drug screen, so hopefully you're clean and that's not an issue. You got to be authorized to work in the United States. You got to have a valid state ID or driver's license. You have to be at least 18 years old and have reliable transportation, high school diploma or equivalent. And if you got warehouse experience, then we want to know. And again, that could be in a big warehouse, it could be a small warehouse, stock room, back room, whatever it is where you're managing supplies, resources, supply chain. Just let us know. That will help us determine how much training you need. And you need to really be within 20, 30 miles of the work location. So we're giving you the zip code so you can confirm that as well. You got to have an active smartphone because you are going to have a downloadable app. We communicate to all of our team members. Okay, welcome to high tech. We are high tech. We work with high tech. So you're going to get to see all that. And then You got to have some experience and knowledge in using Microsoft Word, Excel, and Outlook, all that Microsoft platform, because we use those tools all the time. And if you don't have that information, that knowledge, you want to probably get it real fast, because it's common in a lot of jobs for sure. Now, being detail-oriented, organized, all that stuff is super important. And ultimately, we're looking for good people. I mean, we like our team members. We like the people we work with, the folks in the field that are in operations, and all of our supervisors and district managers. They're like family. And some of them have been around a long time, 3-4 years. And you're coming into a family environment where people are committed to helping each other. And we're in a customer service industry. And even though we're working in a warehouse, we're serving people that are serving others. So we like the people we with, and if you're good people, you're probably the kind of person we want on our team. Okay, next steps, because I know that's a lot of information, and if you're still with me, awesome. Next steps is we've got a questionnaire we want you to complete. And that puts us literally past second base, more like third base with you, where you now have a bunch of information about us. You've got a download you can check out. You got this audio video, and we're now going to get some information from you. We're going to ask you about your background, your experience, your availability, and just some more about you. Don't hesitate to give us a bunch of information. We read every word. I mean, in a lot of ways, the answers on the questionnaire are more valuable than your resume, because we're asking you very specifically about things that are important to us. So take advantage of that. Give us your information. And really, once we get that information, then it goes even faster. So imagine if we had to set up like a recruiting interview with you, and we had to schedule it around your availability and our recruiter's availability. It's terrible. Sometimes it takes 2-3 days to get something on the calendar. Now you see why we're doing it this way, because we give you this link and you can listen to this anytime. You can play it in the car. I mean, even if you're in California or in a state where you're hands-free, you can still listen to it, and you can get back to us. Just click on your smartphone on the link to complete the questionnaire. It's super easy to give us your feedback and your information. So at that point, as soon as we get your info, we're going to set up a conversation and figure out next steps. And if this is right for you and you're right for us, then it'll go fast. Now, the one thing I mentioned before was it takes us a couple weeks sometimes to get through the process of background check, drug test, getting your special badge, all of your access, getting you set up with a trainer, because we're not going to just throw you to the deep end. You're going to be trained. And so if you're looking for something like where it starts on Monday, I wish we could offer that, but we're doing our best to shorten the timeline. But if you're listening to all this and you're thinking, wow, this sounds really good, then I'm telling you it's worth waiting to get through the process, because once you start, you've got our commitment. We'll take care of you. You take care of us, we take care of you, and it will look good on your resume long term. Okay, so that's it from me. I would just tell you don't get discouraged if this isn't the perfect fit for you. One of the commitments we have to our candidates is that if you get disqualified or you opt out of the process, we'll still give you access to some resources that'll help you on your career journey. That's the least we can do to say thank you for being a candidate. So good luck to you, and we hope to see you in the process. We'll be looking for your information. That's it.